Tex, I don't know where to start with you because you have so many places we could begin, whether it be you falling in love with film because of the movie Jaws. That Pharrell Williams story was interesting because, first of all, it's just great to hear that he's actually a nice guy in real life.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy.
But the second thing is, I'm old enough to remember Pharrell from the very beginning and how his image has really morphed to the public eye over time into something so different than his original vibe as an artist. And I wonder what that's all about. I wonder how he was able to pull it off. So many artists try to do this and just can't quite pull it off. You know,
there's a reason for that. I mean, he made the song Happy.
Yep. Oh,
and, for a kids movie, and it became one of the biggest songs of all time, and that changed his whole vibe. But also becoming a father.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Look, even with my Brain Game show, when we started, I mean, it's a show for adults on Nat Geo on the National Geographic Channel, and now it's on Disney Plus. But the point is, it was for adults, but I would show little pieces of the show, little clips, and because it shows how your brain works, optical illusions. We use magic. We do experiments. I would show bits to my daughter, who was like 7 or 8 at the time, and she loved them. And then she wanted to hear the explainers. She was really into it. And I realized, oh shit, like we're making this adult show, but kids might like this. So we changed even the way we made the show. I was working on an episode called Sex on the Brain, and I was just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I just turned it into the attraction episode because I knew, like, I didn't want my daughter learning about sex from daddy's science show,
Right.
So,
whoops.
Yeah, that'll do it. So, like, between kids and the success of Happy, he totally changed his whole vibe and got more family friendly and stuff like that. Although, Blurred Lines was still pretty,
it was good. But look, you said that Brain Games was for adults, and I think that because the platform in Nat Geo was just an adult channel, but I watched Brain Games with my kids, like when they were super little. Yeah, it was for me, but I was really doing it with them.
Yeah.
So even though, I loved learning about those things and, watching the optical illusions and all that was really cool. But I felt like it was just a great experience for me and the kids, and we could learn together. So I kind of felt like it was for everybody, but you're right. It is an adult kind of channel, right? I think the more people are, what's the age range again?
Well,
for Nat Geo?
That was the thing. When we, the average age of a Nat Geo watcher was like 67.
It's got to be pretty old. Yeah.
The average.
But 67, bro, average.
Average. Yeah. You gotta have some old ass people.
Right.
Average to be 60. But then
what does that say about our young people, Tex?
Well, I'd say this. When Brain Games aired, the average age dropped down to like the mid to high 30s.
Oh, nice.
So we knew, like a ton of like families and kids and everybody was watching that. And when I say like, it was for like, this is like, as we were shaping the episodes before it actually aired. And then before we ever put an episode out, we said, no, let's make sure it's for family. It's not just for adults. And the channel would sometimes push back. They weren't psyched about it. They were like, no, our audience is older and they, but we're like, they're going to like it. Everybody's brain gets fooled by these things. Trust me, trust us, and it worked out. It worked out well.
Yeah. I think the difference is that it works for everybody. And I think you were successful getting them to agree to what you wanted to do because you didn't over colorize it. So what I mean by that is like, you didn't have all your primary colors in every episode and people were walking around with, there weren't a bunch of little characters and, Muppets and puppets and things like that. But the delivery of it could really hit any age group, which was what was so nice about it. So the kids and I think we all enjoyed it. I never heard any complaints, right? And that's the big deal for me because when I say that we're going to sit down and watch something educational, the kids are like, oh, Dad, really? I'm like, well, okay, it's educational, but it's fun. Yeah. And then they're sitting there kind of like waiting, like, is it really going to be fun?
Yeah, where's the fun coming?
End up watching episode after episode after episode. So you did a good job, man.
Thanks, man. Well, I'll tell you, we did learn that. Like, you don't talk down to your audience, even if it's for kids. Like, if you check out our Who Smarted podcast, it's for kids, 6 to 10, but adults can learn from it too. But we don't talk down to them. We put in jokes that even the parents might get, or, whatever. But like, don't talk down to the kids. Just treat them You know, I mean, don't use big words that they're not going to understand. Or if you use a big word, like explain what it means, but don't talk down and don't put on that childish voice and have lots of annoying things that drives the adults bonkers. Like, yeah, stay away from that.